The 6 dogs of the Dow for 2020 had an aggregate decline of 10.8% year-to-date at the end of May. The overall Dow Jones Industrial average had a loss of 11.1% through May. Investors in the dogs continue to have the cushion of earning dividends above 3.0%. At the end of May, 15 Dow components had dividend yields of 3% or more. At the beginning of the year there were only 8. I ignored Dow, and Walgreens Boots AllianceWBAon, the notion that they did not belong in the Dow 30. The scorecard for the 2020 dogs of the Dow, ChevronCVXnow, has a dividend yield of 5.80%, up from 4.18% at the beginning of the year. The weekly chart for Chevron is positive with the stock above its 5-week modified moving average at $89.45 and below its 200-week simple moving average or reversion to the mean at $113.37. The 12x3x3 weekly slow stochastic reading is rising at 68.95. I show a monthly value level at $81.87 with a quarterly risky level at $105.77. The annual risky level remains at $122.02. International Business Machines (IBM) now has a dividend yield of 5.25% versus 4.95% at the beginning of the year. The weekly chart for IBM is positive with the stock above its 5-week MMA at $120.95 and below its 200-week SMA or reversion to the mean at $145.36. The 12x3x3 weekly slow stochastic reading is rising at 53.49. IBM has monthly and quarterly value levels at $112.89 and $109.28, respectively, with an annual pivot at $122.42 and semiannual risky level at $147.80.3. CompanyMMMnow has a dividend yield of 3.81%, up from 3.43% as 2020 began. The weekly chart is positive with the stock above its 5-week MMA at $147.60. The stock is below its 200-week SMA or reversion to the mean at $191.31. The 12x3x3 weekly slow stochastic reading is rising at 61. 3M has a quarterly value level at $134.40 with a monthly pivot at $151.24 and semiannual risky level at $229.51. PfizerPFEnow has a dividend yield at 4.08%, up from 3.88% as 2020 began. The weekly chart is positive but overbought with the stock above its 5-week MMA at $36.89 and above its 200-week SMA or reversion to the mean at $37.12. The 12x3x3 weekly slow stochastic reading is rising at 81.05 and above the overbought threshold of 80.00. Its monthly pivot is $38.32 with its quarterly risky level at $42.33. VerizonVZnow has a dividend yield of 4.35%, up from 4.03% as 2020 began. The weekly chart is neutral with the stock above its 5-week MMA at $56.19. The stock is above its 200-week SMA or reversion to the mean at $53.14. The 12x3x3 weekly slow stochastic reading is declining at 66.23. Its monthly pivot is $55.56 with its semi-annual and annual risky levels at $63.40 and $64.49. Exxon MobilXOMnow has a dividend yield of 7.72%, up from 5.16% as 2020 began. The weekly chart is positive with the stock above its 5-week MMA at $44.51 and well below its 200-week SMA or reversion to the mean at $76.33. The 12x3x3 weekly slow stochastic reading is rising at 50.03.